Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Now, normally I do my match reactions on the day. After the game. I wanted to give it a day because I really wanted to digest. I didn't want to be overreactionary like you see some people being all over Twitter and YouTube. And I wanted to properly give a justified conclusion and explanation for what happened yesterday. Hence the fact I've given it a day. Let's make no bones about it. Let's not beat around the bush. We were shit yesterday. We were diabolical, especially in that second half. I thought the first half, first 10 minutes, we created quite a few opportunities. I thought we looked very good. And then we just sat back and invited a team that loves having space, that loves pressing the ball, invited an attacking team to attack us. And some fans can't understand that when you criticise Conte, if you criticise Conte, you're not automatically Conte out. Some fans can't understand that. I see justified criticism of Antonio Conte last night and people going, you being ridiculous, Conte this, Conte that, managers before. It's like, why are you turning it into the bigger picture? People are rightly criticising Conte. Even world-class managers get things wrong on occasion. He got it wrong last night with the substitutes. He got it wrong with the tactics. He got it wrong with the game plan away at Old Trafford. Are we the first to admit that? Does that mean I'm Conte out or anything stupid like that? No. People can't understand that though. And look, a lot went wrong. After that first 10, 20 minutes, we just didn't look brilliant. We just took our foot off the gas pedal. We weren't really going for them at all. Just sitting back and inviting them to have chance after chance after chance. Second half, as I say, okay, it's 0-0. We haven't been good. We were probably going to concede eventually. But at the end of the day, we could have kept a clean sheet and we could have been talking about a 0-0. But Fred, it's a deflected goal. It was coming. The goal was coming. I'm not going to lie about that. It's unfortunate the way it came. And then Bruno Fernandes with an absolute banger. Credit to him. I think Man United were excellent yesterday, and that shouldn't get taken away. As poor as we were at times, they made us worse. They made us look worse. They played really, really well. And they have played well away from the City game against the big teams. They beat Liverpool, they beat Arsenal, now they've went on to beat us, and we'll see what they do this weekend at Stamford Bridge. But look, I've seen a lot of people be reactionary, and the same old, Conte out, what has this club become, blah, 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 gets banded around Twitter and YouTube. It's a bad performance, I get that. It's our worst performance of the season. We haven't had a performance like that this season, though. Right? Our worst performance of the season. But at the end of the day, it's one loss. And at the end of the day, we're still sat there on 23 points, comfortably at the minute sat third in the Premier League table, with Chelsea sat fourth, 3 points behind us, and Manchester United 4 points behind us. I still have confidence that we can go on and win games. I think last night, I really am bloody hoping was a one-off. But that sort of humbling has been coming this season. And it could have been 4 or 5 if it wasn't for Hugo Lloris. I thought Hugo Lloris last night was absolutely magnificent. I thought he made good save after good save after good save. And look, if Bentancur scores that early opportunity, we're talking about a different game. But like I say, if you aren't had balls, you beat your uncle. If. Didn't happen. And it's bloody annoying. It really is. It's another big game. And it begs the question, can we turn up against the big teams? No, we can't. We've seen it 3 times this season. 2-2 draw with Chelsea. Very, very, well, not lucky, because I don't really believe in luck in football. I think everything, will happen for a reason in a game. Came away with the draw when we probably should have lost that game, and Chelsea were the better team away at Stamford Bridge. Got not smashed, but beaten comfortably by Arsenal, and not smashed last night, but beaten comfortably by Manchester United teams. These are good teams, but they're not world-beaten teams. Arsenal, okay, they're playing good, but Chelsea, they're behind us in the table. Potentially a winnable game, that one last night. Looking at Man United's form occasionally, could have probably won that one. But look, Man United, they set up very well. Credit where it's due. They were very, very hard to break down defensively. And I thought players like Fred and Bruno had a fantastic game. So credit where it's due to United. But we did it. We've played poorly this season. We've played poorly a lot of the season. But we did it at the end of last season. We'd have the occasional game which just wasn't good. Like that Brighton 1-0 and the Brentford 0-0. And last night's performance reminded me very, very much of last year's. Or not last year's, last season's. That 1-0 loss to Brighton. That 0-0 just lacking anything, really lacking anything. And United, like I say, they scored their 2 goals. Some great saves from Lloris, a couple good saves from De Gea. We didn't deserve a goal. We really didn't deserve a goal. Although we could have scored 2 or 3, we didn't at all. And it's frustrating that once again we come away from Old Trafford losing comfortably against a United team that aren't world beaters. And I feel for all the fans who travelled up there. It's a long journey. And it's the same old shit from Tottenham on Twitter and all the accounts. We go again, we go again. Refund the fans. They went up there to watch that shit and spent all of their hard-earned money, probably booked days off work and school, if they're from North London, to go up there. I'm just going to go, we go again on the weekend, and ignore it. Not even apologise to the fans. Antonio Conte, first thing he did in his interview after, talked about the game, but apologised to the fans. Why can't the club do that? Why can't the admins do that? Why are we not allowed to do that? It's so frustrating that once again, we go up against the big team and we don't get the win. Like I say, do I think we should turn this into a crisis by any means? No. We're not in a bad position at all. At all. We're playing some very good football at times this season, winning a lot of games. We've been humbled though. We have been humbled a couple of times by big teams. And this makes Sunday's game huge. Chelsea, they've got Manchester United. If there's a winner in that game, they're going to be right on our tails for 3rd place. And before you know it, this Tottenham team that was guaranteed in the top 4 drops out. We need to get the win against Newcastle. And by no means is that going to be easy. Newcastle are a very good team. Contenders for top 4 in my opinion this season. Quality players. Almiron turning it around and playing like bloody prime Messi at the minute. Joe Linton completely turned around as a player under Eddie Howe. Alan St. Maximan, the guy's got magic at his feet. The guy is a fantastic player. Pope in goal. Dan Burn even, a very solid defender. My favourite, the pick of the lot for me, Bruno Guimaraes. Alexander Isak. They've got some quality players. And if we're not on a away game there, we could lose that one 2 or 3-0. Because they're a very good team that like to attack. And last night, against a good team, we saw that if you let a good team attack you, those tactics won't work. Those tactics might work against the Southamptons, the Evertons. But will they work? No. I understand that Conte's found a different way to win football games. But those tactics will not work against the big teams. Especially if you keep allowing them to come onto you. But like I say, the players last night, it was shocking from Dyer, it was shocking from Bissouma, shocking from Højbjerg, shocking from the whole team. The whole team, in my opinion. I think we lack creativity in the midfield. What happened? I can't understand how these players like Højbjerg and Romero have been putting in consistent quality performances. Were so bad last night. Even the likes of Dyer, so bad last night. Son and Kane couldn't do anything. Couldn't do anything. And there seems to be this thing protecting Son. He scored a hat-trick against Leicester. Great. But he's been shit this season. He's had 2 good games. 2 good games. Frankfurt at home. Or 3 good games. Frankfurt at home. Everton at home. And Leicester at home. The rest, he has been shocking. Well, not shocking. He's not been good at all this season. And people go, he hasn't got the service. He has got the service. You get the whole Son army after you. I'm not saying I dislike Son. He's one of my favourite players in the world. One of my favourite ever Spurs players. I've had the pleasure of seeing him play with Harry Kane. But the guy's not been good this season. Kane even last night. Our main man this season. What is he doing? Couldn't hold up the ball at all. Couldn't play played a couple good passes early on. But couldn't play a pass to save his life in that second half. It was so bad. It was so bad on every area of the pitch. And we have to move on. We have to get the win against Newcastle. Yet again, it's another knock to our confidence. Just like that Arsenal game. Just like that Arsenal game. First loss of the season, knock to the confidence. World-class managers bounce back. I believe we will. And I really am hoping we can get the win. A point even. I know some fans would rant about that. But a point against Newcastle, the way they're playing, I'd take that. And then you look at the fixtures after. Okay, Bournemouth away. It's not an easy game. They're playing well. It's a winnable game. You know, so look, we'll see what happens on Sunday. But yeah, very, very disappointing last night. Comment your thoughts on the game. Thank you for watching this video. And as always, come on you Spurs. In Conte, we trust. Let's get the 3 points at, I only said at St James's Park, at Tottenham this Sunday against the Geordies. Come on, boys. Take care. All the best. God bless. Have a smashing rest of your week.